to Totalis Rankium. This week, update us. Hello and welcome to Totalis Rankium. I'm Jamie.
I'm Rob, and we're not ranking anything. It's an update. We did an update before where we basically went, not going to be able to do shows for a while, and I'm hoping this is a bookended update where this is an update saying, you know what, things might be happening soon.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm not fully committing, but
No?
Let's just say notes have been typed.
Ooh.
Not completed, but I'm most of the way there. Four-sixths of the way through JFK's episode.
Almost the same as 2/3. That's pretty good.
You could use the more simplified fraction if you're one of those crazy people, but no, 4/6. So that's good.
So Rob, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you, Jamie. That's a good segue. I liked it.
That's right. It was quite a hard cut, I thought, but we'll go with it.
We'll go for it. Yes, I'm good. Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you to all the amazing responses online, on Twitter, on Facebook, I assume on Instagram. I'm not great at checking that. All of you listening who have sent me a message, thank you so much. I have not been able to keep on top of it. I know there are people who have sent me lovely things that I have not responded to, although I did try, but there was just a lot of messages.
There were.
Yeah, so I feel maybe we should explain what's been going on slightly. It's been a tough year, Jamie.
It has.
Yeah. I won't go into detail, but let's just say there has been several things that would be usually considered big enough to really knock you off for quite some time. It just kept coming. I realised that I needed, for my mental health, to take some time off. And then it took me about a month to realise I'm going to actually need some actual medical help here. And then it took me about another 2 months of being given medication and it just sending me like completely loopy because it wasn't working. But now, finally, things have just about settled. And
I remember seeing you when you first started. You were just a bit weird.
I was
from the
shaking,
medication. I mean,
shaking and rocking backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
And it was not good. Yeah,
No.
Didn't enjoy that. It's fine. I'm trying something else now, and this is working, and I'm able to focus on things for a bit more. Yeah, it's done wonders, Jamie. I mean, some people say that you shouldn't drink your way through your problems, but
I do feel like I've just trivialised. I think it's a cutback. I've just trivialised mental health.
Yeah. For a long time, this podcast is actually what I use to help me get through any hard times I was having because, it kept me focused on something and it gave me something to do, and it's been wonders. And people sometimes ask me how I have managed to keep to a weekly schedule for so long, and doing a weekly schedule of a podcast this size is just crazy. Well, that's partly it. It was to help me when I was struggling. This year things just got a little bit too much. And I really do think more people need to talk about their mental health rather than just pretending I was, I don't know, just having a bit of a break because I felt like a holiday. These things need to be talked about because a lot of people have been going through a hard time. The world's a tough place to be in at the moment. And always has been. I suppose it's my way of trying to make it more socially acceptable talking about things like this, I suppose. Letting people know that they're not alone if they're suffering as well.
I'm getting to the point where I think I can start doing the podcast again. So
good.
I'm not going to say, right, from next week we are back on schedule and we'll have an episode a week. I don't know if we'll be able to do that to begin with, but I am certainly hoping that by the end of this weekend we will have JFK's notes done. And by this time next week we will be recording his episode, and by the weekend after that it will be released. And after that we'll see. I think mentally I just need to get through JFK, because he's getting halfway through his episodes and then going, I can't do this anymore. I need to break the back of JFK. That's what I do, which shouldn't be too hard because he had massive back problems.
Oh yes, yeah, he did. Yeah. I'm just dying to know what happens in his presidency.
Well, yeah, who knows, Jamie? Who knows what happens?
No, who knows?
It could be
two
anything.
term, 1 term.
Yeah. 3 terms.
Was he popular?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? So that's pretty much the update. To sum up, thank you very much for all the kind words, everyone. We're hoping to be up and running in some capacity soon.
Hooray!
Hooray! So now, this is the first time we've recorded anything since, start of October, end of September.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Yeah. So, I don't know, what do you want to do? I suggest, by the way, you turn off now. Nothing from now on will be important or interesting. But me and Jamie have got time to kill. And we spent a while setting up Zoom calls, so we might as well do something.
Longer than anticipated.
Yeah. Well, we do have some questions.
Yeah. Do you want me to ask the questions and you can answer them? If you don't look, put it down. Put it down.
I won't look. I'm not looking.
Put it away.
This is questions from our Discord server. If you're not on our Discord server, go and check it out. There's a link somewhere. Where's the link, Jamie? Do you know where the link is?
If you're a patron. If you're a patron, though.
Do you have to be a patron to go on the Discord?
Yep.
Oh,
all our patrons on there.
Nice. Excellent. So if you're a patron, you can join our Discord. So, come along and chat. It's such a lovely community there now. There's just lots of friendly people chatting about all sorts. You don't need to come on and talk about the podcast. It's just people being friendly.
There's a Jeff section. There's a Rocky the Photo Gallery section.
Yeah.
There's a Rob's Editing Hangout. And because I got a bit jealous of that, there's a Jamie's Star Trek channel, which is the best one, of course.
Of course. I don't think I've ever been in there.
No.
Is everyone dressed up?
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
With little pointy ears.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
question from Elsbeth. Directed at you. This is why I'll ask them, because they don't know about me. Apart from one I could answer, but that's fine.
Okay.
Stop moving and typing. From Elsbeth, how would you go about finding your primary and secondary sources, both in terms of identifying useful ones and in terms of actually getting access to the documents? So how do you find the good ones, and how do you get access to the tricky ones?
Oh, good question. It depends. Depends on Romans or Presence. I approach both series very differently. Romans, I tend to, when I'm first looking for sources, I go on the Wikipedia article, scroll to the bottom and just look for primary sources, follow links and see, can I buy this book? And if I can't buy the book, is there an online version? And if that doesn't work, I have access to Birmingham University's library, which is very useful, so I can see if there's copies there. So I do that, and then I read all the primary stuff that I can, and then I'll start looking for secondary sources, just by Googling things or asking listeners. So the internet, basically. Whereas the presidents, because primary sources are just insane, I just Google recommendations for the best biography on each president, and then read the secondary source first. And then if I find something interesting that I want to go deeper into, I'll find primary sources that link to that specific detail. So, that's how I go about it.
That's a good answer.
Oh, cheers, Jamie. Cheers.
It's all right. No problem. Got a question from Quinn here. It said, who would win in a fight? A Mr. Stabby-sized Rocky or 100 Rocky-sized Mr. Stabbies?
Are they fighting each other?
I think, yes, I guess so, yeah.
Right, okay, they're fighting each other. Well, Rocky is incredibly stoic. I mean, he doesn't fight. He just...
Well, no, Mr. Rocky's not in this. I had to reread it to understand it.
Oh, right, okay, sorry, say it again.
A Mr. Stabby... Oh, no, you're right. No, yeah, okay. A Mr. Stabby-sized Rocky...
So a big rock, yeah.
Or 100 Rocky-sized Mr. Stabbies. So giant rock or lots of little tigers.
Giant rock versus lots of little lions.
Yeah.
Can the giant rock utilise gravity?
They do that almost exclusively. Of
Right,
all the
it
things
depends.
rocks do, that is the one thing they do.
I'm going to say it depends on their starting positions. If they are both starting like on a plane, then I'm going to say it's a draw. I think the 100 little lions will get bored and wander off, and it's a draw. But I think if the rock starts above the lions, then the rock will win. And if the lions start above the rock would still win. So it's all about starting positions. It's like the Grand Prix.
But it's also about tigers attacking a rock.
Yeah.
I mean, how far are they going to get through?
Well, not very far. That's why it's a
scratch
draw.
marks.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll just tire and wither away.
Yeah. Well, they get bored. They'll wander off. It's a draw. Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Well, good answer. Another question from Ellsworth.
Wow. Loads.
You have compared some Romans in the series to a couple of Discworld characters. Any other Discworld analogues you've encountered that haven't made the official podcast cut?
I made an entire Twitter thread on this.
You
doing
did?
the first. I think I got all the way up to Commodus. So I have put
All 12.
I have matched up Discworld characters to the first handful of emperors. I can't remember who I said was who though. That took me a while to do. I'll have to dig out that Twitter thread and retweet it.
I remember I started one as American presidents as chickens, but I got to the second one and I stopped.
Oh, you should have stuck with that one. That sounds like Twitter gold. We could have gone viral.
It does.
Could have gone viral.
Just like COVID. Ooh, too soon. Next question. This is kicker of L's in the face. President you're most looking forward to covering after JFK? Trump. For me, it's Trump all the way.
Carter.
Howard Carter or Jimmy Carter?
Either. Yeah, no, I want to know if he's as an all-round good egg as much as people say he is. I mean, before we discovered Hayes, Carter was the one that everyone said, oh, what a nice guy. And he's still alive at the time of recording.
I know, it'll be interesting. I was going to say, it'd be interesting to see if. Hopefully he still is, because I think he's still building houses or something. He's still doing community
all sorts.
work.
Yeah. So
What a guy.
no, I want to know what he's up to and what is. Yeah, was he really that good, or will we find that he was actually secretly a massive racist, like most of them?
White pointy hood in the cupboard, ready to come out of the drop of a. Drop of a slur.
Yeah, I'm going to say Carter. I'm dreading doing Nixon and Reagan and Clinton and Trump. Those are the ones that I'm really dreading because I just know those ones are going to be tough to turn into episodes. Yeah.
Just have to cherry pick as best as you can.
Yeah.
Right, Ellsworth again. Which Rexipod host pair would win in a 3-legged race?
Ooh.
Not us.
No, not us.
Obviously not us.
Us two are not in any way athletic whatsoever.
Nope.
No. I seem to remember Graham and Ali, I think, are into their sport a bit.
They're pretty live, aren't they?
They seem it, yeah. I'd put more money on them than us.
Yeah.
Bree
what
is
about
like a full on.
Pontifex?
Yeah, she's full on athletic, goes to the gym and all sorts. But I don't know how much Fry is. So, but they probably would have the edge. I'm just going to say we're losing. We are probably losing. You know what?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to go up against John and Andy. we might be able to take John and Andy on.
I think so.
Yeah, it's us v Saga thing. That's it.
Come on.
That's what we're going to do. Okay.
Although we'd stop halfway and go to the pub.
All four of us. Yeah. So we both win. Both podcasts win. Excellent. Okay.
Awesome. Right. Abry412. How many Jeff encounters have you had in everyday life, and what were the results of said encounters?
I don't know. Do I meet many Jeffs in real life? I mean, I'm a primary school teacher, so. I mean, obviously, yes. But, I mean, they're small, they're young, they're learning. You've got to give them some slack.
No.
But, yeah. No, I don't think I've ever come across a real Jeff in real life.
That's good.
That is good. Unless I'm the Jeff. And that's always a possibility if you don't think you've met one.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, that's always worrying.
Or you're Schrodinger's Jeff. That made no sense. Maybe I am.
Okay, next.
So, what Roman president things are you into lately?
Ooh. Well, yeah, you see, we've both had a couple of months off. So, I mean, what have you been doing with your time off? What have you got into?
I've been collecting vinyl, and I've gathered quite a collection. Guitar playing, I'm enjoying that. I'm getting a bit of renaissance with guitaring as well. I'm sort of coming back to it and enjoying it a bit more, which is quite fun.
Nice. I've learned how to finger pick on a guitar, which I couldn't do before. So
you're getting very good. You're very good.
So that's
you're obsessively good.
Yeah, I've been doing some artwork. What else have I been doing?
You've got a bass guitar you're going to decorate as well.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely do that at some point. Yeah, Jamie's given me a bass guitar to decorate about 9 months ago now. Could have made a baby in that time, Jamie. That's what we could have done.
If only we'd have hugged hard enough.
If only. What else have I been doing? Generally writing music. As listeners of the podcast will know, the music in the podcast is usually written by me. But yeah, I've been writing music and stuff. So that's been fun.
Cool.
I've enjoyed that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. We got a couple more.
That's good. I've got quite a few more.
Oh God, have we? Right. Okay.
Like this could be it for the rest of the thing.
Right. Okay. Oh no, I can see the next one. So it's clearly directed at you. So I'm going to ask you the question: why is Deep Space Nine the best Star Trek?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So, when DS9 started, DS9 started Deep Space Nine, which is a sub-series of Star Trek, which started in, I think, 1990.
This is future editing Rob here. Don't worry. I'm going to spare you. I mean, honestly, it went on for a while. You don't need to hear this, do you? Well, maybe you do. Tell you what, I'll put it on at the end, so those of you who don't want to listen to this can just turn it off before the end. Anyway, I should probably let Jamie finish.
More realistic Star Trek with great writing, great characters, and Dax. Oh yeah.
Pleased to hear it. Pleased to hear
well, Rob, when we start doing our Star Trek Totals ranking for our patrons, for our Senate, you'll know more.
I will know more because we're going to go through all the captains, aren't we?
Yep.
We'll do Series 1, all the captains, Series 2, all the Spocks.
Could do that.
Are there multiple Spocks?
Oh yeah, multiple actors playing different Spocks, so that'd be interesting to.
Right, okay,
that's a great idea. Could do Kirks as well.
Oh,
that's a great idea. I like that.
Fine, we'll do that now.
Thanks, Rob.
Okay.
You're a material generating machine. Right, close it. I'm asking the questions.
Okay, you ask the questions.
I've got one job.
Okay.
How many Roman emperors would it take to screw in a light bulb, and which ones? Well, none of them have seen light bulbs, so I think they'd all sort of struggle, maybe, unless it was shown beforehand.
But I mean, it's fairly intuitive, though, isn't it? Even if you've never seen one before, you've got a screw and a place to screw something in.
And Romans did have screws.
Yeah, exactly. The bayonet ones might be slightly trickier, but I think... I mean,
why are they still around? Why are they still a thing?
What, the bayonet ones so annoying, aren't they?
Yeah, they're ridiculous. It's like using imperial measurements. It's stupid.
Right, I'm going to say the best person to screw in a light bulb is going to be Justin 2.
Just into the light fitting, as in...
Yeah.
I'm screwing the light bulb just into the... Yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that.
Also, because he was mad as a box of frogs, he's the only one who wouldn't be questioning what was going on. He'd take it in his stride. It's just another Tuesday for him. So, yeah that's what I'm going to say.
While he's barking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, the next two questions are the same one. Elsbeth and Ali Bat. How do you feel about the cult you have created?
Oh, I love it. I love the fact that there is a really lovely community online where everyone just comes on and chats about stuff. When we first set up the Discord, I really tried to keep on top of it and read everything, and then it just became too big too quick. And now I just jump in every now and again and just see that massive conversations have happened. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's really good. Again, join our Discord if you're not joined our Discord yet. It's got lots of people on. There's always someone on there. That's the crazy thing. Doesn't matter when it is. I can just go on Discord, type something. Like just now when we've said, what should we do after we've given the update? I don't know, maybe people have got questions. We type in any questions and then instantly there's a whole bunch of questions. It's weird. But yeah, good. what I feel like we should do, but is impossible, is we should try and get our Totalis Rankium cult and get them to fight the cults of the other Rexipods. But there's going to be a lot of overlap. So
I know. I have a different view. We
Yeah.
need to join together and take on other podcasts.
oh, you see, that makes
History
much
of
more
Rome. We need to take on the
sense.
history of Rome.
Right, okay, let's take on Mike Duncan.
Because we'd have Rockies to throw at them, and
Yeah,
we've got
we're-
Jeffs.
We'll take on the history of Rome fans, and we'll take on the hardcore history fans.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Do you sit at home and think, what the F are we talking about? Are they talking about now?
Oh, again, on the Discord. Yeah, no, I do, but in a fun way, because I just check it out occasionally and go, yeah, nice. Yeah.
Are you concerned about any of the living presidents will come after you if you don't give them an American? Are we going to get sniped by Carter? I think is what he's asking.
I think that's the only way you can interpret that question, and I am worried about Carter. he's famed for going after people who do him wrong. Yeah, no, I'm a bit worried about Carter, but I think the rest will be fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I just hope we're not disappointed. That's the biggest thing.
yeah, me too.
Jeff C.V. Gallows said, if you could impose your own rule over American government, what things would you change to operate more akin to the British Parliament and then vice versa? That's really tricky because both systems are flawed.
Yeah. Okay, for a start, the American government needs something like Prime Minister's questions. The President should be dragged in front of the Senate chamber once a week and be forced to answer questions.
That they don't answer.
Which they don't, but still, it's still something, at least. There is at least that accountability. The fact that that was not written into the Constitution is surprising, because there's a lack of accountability. The executive branch in America can be far too distant from the legislative branch, can almost operate in spite of and independently of, in some regards.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I think definitely there should be something like that. And then over here, is there anything from the American system that I'd like to see?
I do like the press thing every day where they do the press call with, is it Pulp? What I mean.
Every day, Jamie. Maybe back in the good old days. Yeah, Trump's got rid of that idea. I'll be honest, I don't know if Biden's administration does a press conference every single day. It used to be the norm. Trump did about 5.
But
So don't get me wrong. Our political system is far, far from perfect in this country. There are many things I'd like to see changed, but things that I want to see from the American system.
would you like a constitution? Because we don't have one.
No, written constitutions
Too binding.
are too binding. They are really good.
Especially from 200 years ago.
Well, this is it. They're really good short term. It's understandable why you can create one when you're forming a government. It makes sense. First 25, 50 to even 100 years, a written constitution is a very good idea. But even with the best will in the world, even if you're literally there saying, look, we can amend it, honest, it's not rigid, look, we're doing 10 amendments immediately to prove to everyone you can amend it. After 100 years, it just has become embedded into the national psyche that no, the amendments can't be changed, the Constitution can't be changed, it's what the Founding Fathers wanted.
It's almost like a religious thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because we don't have a constitution in this country. We just use precedent and
Law.
not just law, but tradition.
Yeah.
You could argue that means that someone could come in and just start doing what they want, but I would argue back that it's more flexible, and so far it's certainly worked in this country arguably better than a country that has a written constitution.
That's a good question, though.
It is a very good question. I'm sure I would think of something eventually if I thought hard enough about the American system. I do like how straightforward it is that the country votes for their president, because we don't vote for our prime minister. We vote for a local MP, and then the MPs choose their leader. So, but to be honest, most people don't even realise that in this country. They just vote for the party with the leader in charge they want to see as prime minister.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah. But yeah,
because I don't know what my MP does, to be fair, but I vote for them because
you vote for the party. Yeah, good question. I liked that question. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, in all serious sake, this is Ali Bass again. What do you get the most joy from regarding the pods?
3 things. 1, I really enjoyed doing the research and just learning about history.
Nerd!
Because I'm a massive nerd. 2, it gives me an excuse to hang out with you and just have fun. Open a beer and just chat once a week. Always useful. And then 3, the community that has been built around. I mean, it's just great that there are all these people who love the podcast. I have made genuine close friends through this podcast. Yeah, and that's really good. Yeah,
That's a nice one. That's a nice one.
That's a nice one. What about you, Jamie?
I actually, your second point is actually, it's fun learning things, but actually, it's just really nice to just spend time with you. It's been great because before we did the podcast, we'd sort of didn't see each other often.
No, we probably saw each other about 3 times a year for a while, which is crazy to think of now.
And it made me really sad, but when we started doing this, it made me feel really happy. So, spending time with you, thank you, Rob.
Oh, there you go. Oh, ain't that nice? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We got any more?
Which American... Yeah, loads.
Okay.
Do you want me to be all selective? Should we go through them all?
How many more?
Should we choose like 5 more?
See. Oh, no, I don't think there are actually that many more questions.
There's about 20 more.
There's 20 more comments, but most of them aren't questions.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And some we can answer quite quickly. So,
yeah.
Which American state would you most like to reclaim for Britain?
Oh, modern or like original 13?
I think original 13 because reclaiming I'd just be taking over.
Yeah, that's definitely Pennsylvania because they were winners of the nicest state award like for years running, weren't they? If you remember. Modern state, I'm going to say let's have Texas back. Not that we ever had Texas.
No.
Not because there's nothing wrong with Texas apart from what's obviously wrong with Texas. But I also. I also just think that if I was to choose a funniest state for Britain to suddenly own, I think Texas would be the funniest one.
It so would.
It would.
That or Georgia.
Yeah. I just figure it's like, well, if we're going to take back the whole thing, then let's start in Texas and work our way out. Yeah. So
I'd go for Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, actually, let's just get New Orleans and we can everywhere else.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We'll be happy
We
then.
don't even need Louisiana. Let's just have New Orleans. We'll put it on, the south coast of Britain.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah, it'd be fine. We'll do that.
It'd be fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No. Didn't get that far.
Sorry, Aidan.
Nice question, but no.
Ali Bat to ask Jamie, why don't you obsessively share History Dog's every move? Is that not normal behaviour? No, Basil's his real name's Basil, if you didn't know. He's actually quite shy as animals go. And I just don't want the lawsuits when he grows up.
Yeah,
it's like his parents that put their kids on Facebook and Twitter. Like, look, my kid's really ill, like their kid with the flu, and then getting sued.
And how would Basil deal with the fame?
Well, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't. He'd turn to the drugs. We've seen it happen before with animal internet sensations.
Yeah. Remember your cats with their catnip?
Yeah, exactly.
Couldn't put it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Sensible. I think it's sensible.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, next question. If you could change the election results of any election, which would it be and why? Not including this season, that's too easy, yeah. And for which loser of the election do you think would have made a good president or better president when the man who won? I think 2000 was the obvious one because that was a pretty contentious ending, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll be covering that, and that was frankly
dodgy,
awful and dodgy.
Wasn't it like one area in Florida that swung the whole election?
It was one brother being in the right place at the right time, making a good call. It's you know what, Jamie, you got there before I did. You're right. I would go for the 2000 election, just because it set a precedent that these elections are not as secure as you might think they are.
Nope.
So, 2000. I don't think Gore would have been like the best president in the world ever, but it wouldn't have been hard to be worse than Bush. So
No.
yeah.
But it's weird, though. Bush has gone through a bit of a renaissance. I think seeing Trump really
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
clarified
when you're
that
well
view.
known for being one of, if not the most idiotic president of all time, when someone else comes along just one president after you who's even more idiotic, it's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, next.
Yeah.
Do we have any more? Oh, no, I think we've reached the end. So there we go. So, hopefully, in a week's time from listening to this, there will be a JFK episode. I'm not going to promise, but I'm going to say it's going to be there, and me saying it's going to be there might give me the kick to get it done. So yeah. Okay, right. Well, thank you for listening to our wafflings on. I really hope none of you kept on listening after I warned you not to, unless you really wanted to. Cause...
no, I think it's well worth it.
Was it?
Questions answered.
Oh, no, there were some good questions, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
There were.
All of them were, especially the Star Trek ones.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay.
Star Trek 1.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for listening.
And until next time...
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Future editing Rob here. Don't say I didn't warn you. Here is Jamie's Star Trek answer. Enjoy.
Well, let me tell you. So, when DS9 started, DS9 started Deep Space Nine, which is a sub-series of Star Trek, which started in, I think, 1994, during which The Next Generation was still going on for another 2 years. Anyway, so Star Trek was always a bit twee and a bit sort of everything's amazing in the future, but DS9 added a bit of realism to it. And it was one of the first TV series to start doing series-long story arcs. Genuinely one of the first to start doing that across a whole series, and then it did it across multiple series. And it added a sense of realism, added a sense of like there's an episode based on war where you actually see the characters really struggling with that, and these people that have been like holed up for months with no supplies, and you'd never see that on Star Trek before. So it's a more genuine, more realistic Star Trek with great writing, great characters, and Dax. Oh yeah.